What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. As you can see in the top left hand corner guys, we're at 150,000 coins right now. We've got some stuff going on in today's episode. You're going to see a lot of sales and stuff in a second. Before we get into that though, we've got some packs to jump straight into. I did marquee matchups and Volta football SBC. Last week I did marquee matchups live and people just didn't really enjoy it, and so I take that on board. You know, if you guys don't enjoy watching me sit there and grind the SBCs, that's fair as you like, really. So I thought today I'll just complete it anyway, and we'll just open the packs and we'll just get the fruits of the labor of the pack. So I did it super efficiently, which was quite nice. Don't want that manager. Some other stuff here that's quite nice. The AIK kit. Ooh. Yeah, nice. 1,400 coins for that. Silver pack method, maybe worth it again. That kit's not worth anything, sadly. The knee healing we don't care about, and the 2 balls we don't care about. So not too bad there. So here we've got the mega pack from Volta, as I say. A small rare gold players pack and stuff, and depending on what I get out of these packs here, which let's be real is likely going to be nothing, but if we do hit a big player here or there, I can't decide if I want to complete PiS check or not. It would require a little reshuffle of the team, but wow, these packs are good today from marquee matchups. Fair play, EA. A premium gold players pack, a rare electron players pack, a small rare gold players pack, and then the 2 smaller packs. That's not bad at all. Here we go with the premium gold players pack. We're not going to get a good board or anything like that out of it. Hopefully one of the other packs will do us a little bit better. Corona, is donk. Nope, worthless. Marcos Llorente, worthless. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Wagner in there, typically worthless as well. We'll list him up. We'll hope he sells. And that moves us on to, what do I want to open first? Let's go with the rare electron players pack first. Maybe this will be the one that gives us that nice shiny walkout. Is it gonna be? No, it's not gonna be. So no board or walkout here. A good 82. Not really. A good silver. I don't even know what the good silvers are at the moment because of no league SBCs to dictate them. Let's open a mega pack next, and we'll save that small rare gold players pack for the final. So come on, EA, give us a good mega pack. Not going to be. Wow, I'm not even going to get, unless I get a board out of this last pack, this is going to be a slow go on packs. We get Luke Shaw. Is he worth anything these days? Like 2k? I'll hold on to him. There'll be a time where he'll be worth far more than that. Wow, good chem styles there, that's for sure. Right wing to right forward is quite nice as well. That's like 1,000 coins. But an anchor, which brilliantly I'm gonna keep and use for Nelson Semedo, or Semedo, or however you're saying his name these days, guys. Haroon can go. Beto can go. And that wasn't too bad with the chem styles and whatnot in there. And then last but not least, a small rare gold players pack, EA. Please, come on. I'm not asking for much. Just a walkout. It is a board. It's not a walkout. It's Spanish. Tough. That's always tough. A CDM. Javi Martinez would be quite okay. It's Illaramendi. That's not quite as good. So that was brutal, if anything. Yeah, that was quite bad. Expected a little bit better, but that's the run of the mill with marquee matchups. Maybe next week we'll hit something good. So with regards to the team, guys, as I say, before we get into some other kind of like post-com content and then eventually a full game, that Hunter Chem style and that kit style straight away as well. That's quite nice. I'm lost with where I want to go with it because my team's in a good spot. As I say, I feel like we're going to sell De Bruyne. I just don't think he's good. But I was playing around on stream with what we could do. We could start PiS check here and have Brandt on 8 chemistry, which we was already playing with Tellez and Alan on 8 chemistry, and we was playing with Semedo on 7 chemistry, which I can now apply the anchor chem style to him. So by switching it around and getting PiS check, it means now we can have Semedo on 10 chemistry, and the team would line up. So Vidal would be my CDM. It would be Brandt and then probably Goretzka coming on as a sub for Gabamin as my centre mids. De Bruyne at cam, or De Bruyne gone and just a replacement there, and then Walcott and Pepe up front. Or, of course, it's Walcott, Pepe and Bale as my trio up front, whichever way around they go as 2 strikers and a cam. and then Brandt as one midfielder, Vidal as a centre midfielder, and then I could just sub on either Goretzka or Bruno Fernandes for that last midfield spot. And it's a bit difficult to get him in, and I don't even need to use Brandt either. We have options, you know. This card is pretty good, 6-1, decent enough stats. I would probably give him a Chem style to boost some other areas. But if we went for Witsel here, Witsel is more of a defensive-minded midfielder, which I think I want as one of my secondary 2 CDMs. But it's not paramount. It's not priority. So I might try. I'm intrigued by Piszczek. I'd be lying if I wasn't saying I was, guys. You know, I remember this time last year. Juanfran SBC came out and he was similarly priced to Piszczek. I think a bit cheaper actually, about 110, 100k. And I wasn't going to do him. I was like, nope, I'm not spending that on a right back. It's crazy. I had informed DeMarcos at the time. I was like, guys, I'm not doing it. As the days went on, you guys encouraged me to do it. I ended up doing it with like a couple hours left. And as you guys well know, Juanfran ended up being one of those players in my team that was there for pretty much 1,000 games. He was there for so long. He was so important to the team. He was so important to the series. When I look at this Piszczek, I think to myself, even as a sub, he has incredible merits. Even if we subbed him on in that CM role, right? He wouldn't get the best boost as a CM, but again, we could start him or, you know, whatever. But even as a right back, he goes up to a 93 rated right back with an anchor on him. Sorry, with a shadow on him. He goes up to 94 acceleration, 95 sprint speed. Brilliant defending, brilliant physicals, brilliant dribbling, really good short passing, good crossing, his shot power is good. Like, there is so much good about this card that I wonder if I don't do this, is this going to be one of those ones that I regret in the long term? You know, I feel like I've been good this year with how I've handled the SBCs. I haven't just gone all hell for leather and banging them in. Like, Josef Martinez, I didn't do, nor will I do. I love this card. I want this card. Make no mistake about it, guys. I want this card on my bench, right? Imagine him as a 60th minute sub with that pace, with that agility and balance, with how good his finishing stats are. That card in my club would be great, right? It's fair to say he would make a fantastic super sub. I kind of want this Lewandowski as well, right? Because when we look at the price of these, by the way, we've got Lewandowski 170. Martinez is down to 90k now. I want this Lewandowski because his dribbling is high end, his physicals are high end, his shooting is exemplary, his free kicks and short passing are nice. This again with 4-star at 6 foot tall. This is a brilliant card, but it's 170k. Last year, I feel like I would have done both of these and probably this Piszczek. And I haven't even done strong start because it's coming in about 20k according to Footbin, and now 20k for a small prime of premium electrums and a rare gold pack. I don't think is worth it for me right now. We've still got a few days on that to go, so maybe I'll do it when the Juve players come down in price. I haven't even done the kit SBC, and we didn't do the St. Maximin SBC. I've been really good with the SBCs, and that's why when we sit here right now on this Road to Glory, my team is actually quite exemplary and I have 150k coins in the bank. And I think that's a testament to the fact that I actually haven't killed myself out there with, you know, just doing every SBC. Because if we did do Martinez and if we did do Lewandowski, we wouldn't be able to afford a card like De Bruyne. Or if Player of the Month Aubameyang comes out today as you're watching this, we wouldn't be able to afford him. So I feel like I've done good things. And I feel like even as a utilitarian, the Piszczek SBC has merits because I think, you know, I know he only gets 5 chemistry as a sub, and players as a sub get very, very little boost, but you can still give him enough of a boost to the point where he gets some growth, right? So if we put his player chemistry to 5 and gave him, say, a powerhouse, he still gets 4 in short passing, 3 in long passing. He still gets 3 defensive awareness and 4 stand tackle. Like, you can still get him up to being some good, like a good card in some good areas. An 87 CDM, an 86 CDM. Guardian takes him up to an 87 CDM. Guardian is actually really good for him. Shadow still gives him a +3 pace boost and a +2 defending boost. Gladiator gives him some nice boost in shooting. Not that you'd want that. Backbone gives him a really good boost. 1s, 2s, and 3s everywhere in passing, defending, and physicality. So, and then even if we could start him on 7 chemistry as a starter in any way, shape, or form, that's where you get like quite a hefty boost on him. Of course, 10 chemistry would be ideal. But this card is just... I like it a lot. That's all I'll say. I like it a lot. He's 6 foot. He's got 4-star weak foot. Yeah, he's only got 2-star skill moves. That's a bit sad. But 130k, I like it. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to rush into a decision. I'm going to make my mind up. I'm going to play this weekend league out without him. We're going to play the weekend league, of course, this weekend with NepentheZ and Alan in the team. I could probably even start it this way around as well. Not that it makes any difference. But yeah, we can start with NepentheZ and Alan in the team. Use De Bruyne or sell De Bruyne. I'm going to sell De Bruyne because yeah, 400k for him that's a lot of coins that's going to waste on a card when I don't want to say for 1 second that Bruno Fernandes is as good as Kevin De Bruyne, because he's not. But he's not far off. He has 1 more pace, 3 less shooting, 5 less passing, 2 less dribbling, 4 less physical, and 4 more defending. The only downside, of course, is Fernandes does not get the full chem boost, and De Bruyne has 5-star weak foot and is better. But when you look at the price of the two, is he that much better? He's really not. So we've got a lot to discuss, a lot to decide on. We've got Foot Champs game coming up today, but we're going to have some other content just before that. I'm going to play 1 live Foot Champs game, guys, as I always do on a Friday. So yeah, with everything else that's to come, I will be right back. All right, guys, as we get into some action, there is a lot of menu stuff in today's video. We've got 5 champs games, maybe 6 champs games, actually. A couple of division rivals games that I was playing. And then I started building a few upgrade packs. What I was doing is I opened about 30 of them on my main account, and I got lots of good stuff. Loads of boards, a couple of walkouts, a few informs. And I thought, let me start grinding some on the road to glory. I don't want to get caught up in untradeable cards and stuff really this year, but although icon swaps aren't out at the time I'm recording this video, which is 7 PM, EA having some big issues yet again. They're focusing heavy on this first owner concept. So completing these packs isn't going to be the worst thing, because we're just going to have a whole bunch of first owner cards in the club, which can only be good for us for squad building going forwards. But also what I've been doing is I'd build 5, which would cost me about 20,000 coins unless I already had a few players in the club already. And then I'll go and grind some bronze packs until I felt like I'd made some or most of those coins back, and obviously put fitness and consumables in the club, put some more bronze players in the club. And so I kept bouncing around, like, you know, it wasn't costing me much but time to complete these. So I was really happy to build a few, and we got some good packs out of these throughout the course of today's episode. But we are going to jump straight into comments for today. The first one is from Jeremy Fantago. He says, De Bruyne isn't as good as this year because fast, high-quality, agile players are key in the attack. Son would suit that position better. I used Son in draft a couple of days ago, and I did like him, but I actually don't think his agility and balance are all that great, to be perfectly honest. Let me get him up on Footbin here. 86 agility and only 76 balance, so it is pretty good. But yeah, as a sniper, he goes up to 96 agility, 81 balance. Son definitely is going to be better. I think you've either seen already or you'll see in this video. I did sell De Bruyne. I bought him for 370, I think, and sold him for about the same. So I lost a bit of tax, and his price is down a bit further as well. He's down to 360 now. But he just wasn't feeling right in the team, and although I haven't quite decided where I want to go with my club yet, or where I want to go with the squad in general, he just really wasn't it. I would much rather use Goretzka or Bruno Fernandes as a sub. I'm actually playing Pukki. When you get to the champs matches in a second, I'm actually playing Pukki at centre midfield for the time being, because that right centre mid, the reason why I went for De Bruyne as a more attacking minded player, the right centre mid is somebody who keeps getting forward a lot. And I have a Hunter on Pukki. So he has 95 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, very good finishing. And then as far as a midfielder goes, he's got 90 vision and 90 short passing. So his passing is actually really, really good. Yes, his long passing is terrible. And his dribbling isn't like nutty good or anything. But he makes an okay makeshift centre mid just whilst I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing and where I'm going with, with the club right now. So, yeah, getting rid of De Bruyne was nice. And there was a note about Ronaldo. Niall Gallagher says, do Ronaldo thing would make series very interesting to see how long it would take you to build up again. And so the idea there is I just gut the club out, sell everything, buy Ronaldo, build whatever team I can around him, and go from there. I did a little bit of a deep dive in the club. I picked out like all my really expensive players and done some other average guesstimates of what I had elsewhere. I don't quite think I'll be at 1.6-ish million for him just yet, unless I sat there and meticulously sold every silver and every bronze, which would actually be a misuse of time and not a good use of time. So for the time being, I think maybe a week or two's time, we might consider going in for Cristiano Ronaldo and then building a team around him, because we could build like a good team around him. You know, if we start with, say, Pukki, Theo Walcott, and Ndombele, those 3 untradeable special cards that we've got already, and then put Ronaldo, Lucas Vazquez on the left, and just any Real Madrid centre mid that's nice and cheap, all of a sudden we've got our front line, our top 6 done and dusted, and we're in a pretty good spot. So maybe not this week, maybe not next week, depends how good rewards are from squad battles on Monday, and then through through Thursday's Rivals and Champs rewards. But yeah, definitely picking up Ronaldo and starting again might be a good idea. But then again, what I've done this year is I've focused heavily on making sure that I'm going into Champs and Rivals with the best team possible. Last year, I was handicapped by the fact we were first owner completely. This year, the whole purpose was to just play the game as a regular Road to Glory to see how good I could do. And I think by giving myself Ronaldo and a weak team, okay, I would have Ronaldo, and it wouldn't take me too long to grind up to a big team again. But having Ronaldo and a weak team would probably really hurt me in week 3 or week 4 of Foot Champs, when everyone's now got really strong established squads, and I'll be sitting there just getting screwed whilst I'm playing with, you know, like back playing with like Lindelof and Rudiger, for example. And I just don't really want to go there. So I'd probably rather just grind for Ronaldo. You know, if I wasn't so lazy and I spent just a couple hours on this account trading, whether it's flipping consumables or bronze pack methoding or just tech Avion or whatever it may be, if I wasn't so lazy, I could easily make 100 to 200,000 coins per day, no problem. And so in like a 5 or 6 day period, I could make enough coins to basically get me to the point where I could just buy Ronaldo coins. I don't want to accelerate the series that quick this time around. I do want to make sure that I'm keeping up to date and keeping in a good situation with regards to where my team is. But again, you'll see today, like when I did come up against a pay-to-win squad today, I struggled. Van Dijk is unreal in this game. If you've got somebody who's got a good squad and is a quality player, it's impossible for me on the Road to Glory. So I already know that I'm going to struggle in some regards on Foot Champs when we come up against those big teams and those good players. Of course, I beat a few big teams that have players that aren't necessarily the greatest. Because if you're just bad at FIFA, you're just bad at FIFA. That's the way it is, right? No player's going to save you if you're that bad. But yeah, I don't want to let the team get behind the curve of the average team in Foot Champs, because otherwise I will just struggle throughout the course of the whole game cycle. And that's not really what I want to do. Tom Oakland says, hey, Nep, a bit of a long comment. Long-time follower from Australia. I've been watching your Road to Glory regularly for the last few years and really enjoy your content and advice on the game. I definitely fall into the category of casual player and starting this year's game, I was really struggling in Rivals compared to squad battles. I could do okay against the AI on World Class, but was getting hammered in Rivals. I put a lot of the losses on me being admittedly not the greatest FIFA player. Until I watched your episode on Flashback Walcott, I have him on my team now and changed formation to 4-1-2-1-2, narrow I assume, and in 20 games he's absolutely transformed my team with 19 goals and 18 assists, and now winning a lot more games against higher rated teams. I agree with that EA need more rewards for people who want to play the game and not trade their way to a better team, probably because I'm rubbish at investing. Anyway, keep up the great content and hopefully there'll be another gem for me to pick up and add to my team. Tom, thank you for the kind words, Tom. I think this comment was like really important for what the Road to Glory was about, because the Road to Glory, it's kind of transitioned now into what kind of team can you get before the end of the year or before you get bored of the game? Like how many top icons and top players can you get? But the Road to Glory initially was always about showing people what you can do without spending FIFA points. Now, of course, as the game's gone on throughout the years, EA have made it easier to attain items without FIFA points, but with time. And when we go back to the old Road to Glories, I never used to play anywhere near this volume of FIFA on a Road to Glory, let alone in FIFA in general, but never used to play near this volume of FIFA, right? Like my old Road to Glories would have 150 games played on them, max for the whole year, 200 maybe, 300 at most, never more than that. Since Foot Champs and Squad Battles came into play, obviously that went up an exponential amount to the point where we're now playing thousands of games. And I think that's as unreasonable to expect compared to FIFA points. And so as I say, what this Road to Glory used to be about is it used to be about showing, hey, if you got like just some time, you haven't got any FIFA points to spend, here's a good way to play the game. Here's some fun teams to play. And it actually spurred series like the best team in FIFA and squads for profit. And what squads for profit used to be was a way for people to have fun with different teams whilst making money. So what I used to do with squads for profit was buy a team on a budget. Let's say I'd give myself like 10,000 coins on an account, right? And I would buy a team. I'd play the Gold Cup with that team. No matter what round I lost in, as soon as I lost, I would sell the entire team and I would list it up just for a little bit more than I bought it for. So if I bought a right mid for 1,000 coins from the Premier League, I'd list him up at like 1,300 coins. And then with what I got from match coins and the reward from the Gold Cup, because back then it used to be, I think 2,000 coins in a gold pack or something like that. With the rewards I got if I won the Gold Cup plus the pack, and the amount of profit that I made from selling the team on, that's now the amount of coins that I'd have for the next team. So maybe I start with 10,000 coin balance, I buy a 10k team, I win the cup, and I show me, you know, maybe we pack something out of the pack and we've all of a sudden got like 22,000 coins. So now I could buy a 22,000 coin squad. We play that again, likely win the cup, and we sell that on. Now all of a sudden we've got 30,000 coins. And it took me 9 episodes of Squads for Profit to get over 100,000 coins. As we got Pepe from draft there, guys. So I played a draft last night. I'll get into this in a second, but I played a draft last night and lost in the final, and that was in the pack. So we made a nice cool 60 to 65k off of him. And so Squads for Profit was very much a Road to Glory-esque mini-series showing people, hey, you don't need the most coins. You don't need the most time to be able to still make good coins and enjoy good players in this game. And one of the beautiful things, specifically, again, about the best team in FIFA rather than Squads for Profit, is you would use, or I would use, players that I would never normally use because it was in your guys' squad. So I would say, hey guys, give me, you know, your favorite squad with a budget of 150,000 coins, and we would come up again. We would find absolute superstars. What the most notable, I think, was from FIFA 17 was Jesse Rodriguez. Now, I would never have used Jesse Rodriguez if it wasn't for the best team in FIFA. And the reason why we ended up using him is because we got him in a best team of FIFA episode. He, for whatever reason, had, even though he was only 5'10", I believe, he had Ronaldo's body type. Like, they literally had copy and pasted Ronaldo's body to who was I saying, to whoever the left wing was, right? So Jesse Rodriguez. And so Jesse Rodriguez had 4-star. He was fast with good dribbling, and they gave him Ronaldo's body type. And it reminds me of Renato Sanchez and Thomas Partey. They were the same character model in game. It was embarrassing. One was short hair, one had dreadlocks, but they were the same dreadlocked character model in the game. And so it was always fun back then in those Road to Glories and with those little series that we used to do, finding cool, unique players to play with, finding like hidden gems that were extremely cheap but were very, very good in game for whatever reason. And now the Road to Glory has become more about how much can I grind, how quick can I grind to get a super, super top tier team. So reading comments like Tom's definitely takes me back and reminds me with players like Walcott why I did it and why it's important to make sure that within reason we take on board some SBC players to let you guys know. And that's why I kind of want to get Piszczek again. I've been on the fence with Piszczek. Sometimes I'm thinking, no, that's a waste of 150k coins. I could do so much better with that. And then other times I think, do you know what? That might be the best right back in the game for 6 months. And then you'll look back and play 1,000 games with him and think, do you know what? 150k coins plus a couple of packs back for this card is a bargain. So I don't want to do all of the cards, especially attackers. Attackers are kind of like the least important to do because there's so many attackers throughout the course of the year and there's so many good attackers anyway to do. Aubameyang Player of the Month being a prime example. I don't even think I'm going to do him on Road to Glory. I said to you guys in the last episode, I'll do every Arsenal SBC just because I'm an Arsenal fan. Aubameyang's Player of the Month card is 500,000 coins and he's got like 25 extra in-game stats compared to his tradable regular card. I'm sorry, but that is the biggest rip-off. I'm not going anywhere near that. Even if I took untradeable rewards, I wouldn't be going anywhere near that. And what EA are doing as well with icon swaps, again, when they eventually come out, God forbid, is they're trying to encourage people to take untradeable rewards. And I don't think this is like a little scheme. I think this is part of a grand plan. But the icon swaps obviously requires first owner players. Now, if you take untradeable rewards, you get double the amount of rewards, you get double the amount of players, you got double the chance of hitting something good. I still feel like that is something that is EA trying to get you to take untradeable so that you can't sell them, make good coins, and then have the team that you want. Because I've taken tradable rewards this year every time so far, and I'm making just good returns. You know, selling an Eder Militao for 25k. We got a Wan-Bissaka that we sold for 20k. And okay, it's only 20k now, but when you add up all these 20s and 30s and 40s here and there that you might pick up, all of a sudden you're looking at hundreds of thousands, if not millions of coins throughout the course of the whole game cycle of taking tradables, which will allow you to just buy the high-end players and the high-end scream cards, or the high-end one to watch cards, or the high-end future stars cards, or team of the year cards, instead of sitting there with a whole bunch of untradables like we did last year and go, well, I might as well do this SBC because I've got nothing else to do with those untradables. So I think EA are forcing people's hands in a regard to take untradeable rewards, and it definitely leaves a question. You know, before icon swaps was announced to have first owner objectives, I would have said take tradables every day of the week. Now that we've got the first owner objectives, even me, it's turning my head. It's making me think, okay, so maybe I should take some untradeable rewards. You know, getting this week, it'll be 2 50k packs, 2 30k packs, or 4 30k packs, and 4 15k packs or something. It's like, man, imagine if I did pack something good. But then I'm missing out on the coins of that, and I don't know which one is better. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until EA actually eventually release icon swaps. And then after they release icon swaps, we're going to have a look as to how the first owner objectives are going to be. And we'll go from there as to whether or not we're going to take tradable or untradeable rewards. So Jamie Hughes says, hey Nep, is it just me, or should there be another way to get into FUT Champs and Rivals? I could probably get into Champs through a tournament, but I just don't have the time to grind out Rivals during the week, work, etc. You just don't get enough champ points per win. Let me know what you think. I think it's all right the way it is. Before, they had a barrier for entry where you had to be able to win a tournament to get involved, otherwise you just couldn't get involved. Now, like for people like you, I think this is what the system is designed for. Even if you haven't got enough time to grind and get everything in 1 week, every week you get the reward. You get 100 or 150 or 300 FUT Champs points. Every win, draw, or loss, you get some FUT Champs points. And then when you eventually qualify for FUT Champs, it might take you 6 weeks, it might take you 8 weeks, but when you eventually qualify for it, you don't need that many wins to get re-entered, to the point where it's, even if you only got like 6 wins, it gives you 1,000 more points. So they're kind of like gifting you half of it back all the time, so long as you can play some games. So I don't think there's too much wrong with the way it is right now. I quite enjoy the system of qualifying for FUT Champs. All I would say though is, I don't think there should be any barrier for entry for FUT Champs. I think everybody should be able to enter and play in FUT Champs all the time without having to qualify. It's a very weird thing to have people to do, and I think it's to try and shut people out from getting extra rewards just for showing up, and that's pretty much my only logic, reason, and thinking behind it. James Worsley says, Nep, I thought you were saving up for Van Dijk. I would take a BPL triangle over the Barcelona. Yeah, I was saving up for Van Dijk. And then I wanted to start improving my team in other areas that I actually felt needed improvement. Hence, Gareth Bale and Kevin De Bruyne purchases. Obviously, De Bruyne turned out to be a bit of a flop, so we got rid of him ASAP, and now we're going to think about what we're going to do next again. But then after playing in these games again, I got to get Van Dijk again. Like, he's a must-have. He's absolutely broken in this game. He is beyond ridiculous. He's just an immovable force. Like that guy that I came up against that beat me 5-0, I showed you guys the match stats at the end. It was an even game, even possession. I think I had a bit better pass accuracy. I put in more tackles than him. I think I had one more shot than him and one less on target. And I lose 5-0, largely because of the way he was playing was quite just a limited way that I just couldn't get involved with. He just kept spamming down the wings, cutting it back across goal and tapping it in. And no matter how many times he did it, I still bit every time, expected the cut inside, didn't get the cut inside and just gave him the room, right? That's my bad for defending poorly. But when I was attacking, man, Sol Campbell and Virgil van Dijk, they were impossible to break down. Like, it was just so tough. The auto blocks from them two was outrageous. The speed of the two of them is absolutely incredible. And then the physicality specifically of Van Dijk, man. Walcott gets ragdolled by him constantly. I can't get around him, can't get by him. Every time I try a shot, it hits him. Like, it was really tough to play against that team. And it made me just get a little kind of step back to the whole, just remember you're on a road to glory here. I'm not expected to beat teams like this just yet. You know, I'm still getting accustomed to the game myself. Still trying to figure out the best ways to attack and defend, the best players to suit the attacks and the defenses. You know, we're still working through the team and trying to upgrade as best we can. It's okay to take a loss to a team like that. It's not the end of the world. So I'm absolutely back on the whole, I need to get Van Dijk in my team ASAP train. Choff Legion says, hey Nep, I want to buy Ferland Mendy for my team and he's currently worth about 50k on PS4. I actually think he's now over 60k on PS4, Choff. He says, should I wait for his price to go down or buy him now? Thanks, love your vids and keep it up. I would honestly say buy Marcelo instead. Marcelo with a shadow is a brilliant, brilliant defender. The only difference maybe is if you need the French link of Mendy to link into a midfield instead of the Brazilian link of Marcelo. But Marcelo is only 36,000 coins. And like I say, with a shadow, he goes up to an 88 rated left back with 97 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, brilliant dribbling, good passing, good defensive stats, specifically sliding tackle and interceptions. A little low on physicals, you know, his stamina's not what it used to be. And then when you look at Ferland Mendy, one of the biggest issues with him, he's still at 50k now. One of the biggest issues with him, although he has much better stamina than Marcelo, and with an anchor chem style, he's got better physicals and as good pace. He's not quite as good at passing. His dribbling's not really as good, and his defending's not as good as Marcelo's. And because he is an 80 rated, he will crash hard eventually. I don't think spending 50k on him right now is worth it. I would spend my money on Marcelo and get a player that's going to hold his value a lot more throughout the course of the game cycle than somebody who will just get packed over and over and over again. Bleedart says, I feel like you need Fabinho instead of Allen to use another player instead of Gbamin. I hated Fabinho, man. I got him very, very early on on this account. We played 15, 20 games in Rivals with him, and he just wasn't it. I don't know what it was about him. He was clunky. He was heavy. Like, his passing was woeful. Of course, he can't really shoot. It just wasn't a good experience for me with him. Little Rat Boy says 1,000 points with 5 hours. Should have expected to lose it. Not really. So the way you can work it out is if you just see how many points it's on at midnight and then see how many points it's on at 1. You can tell on average how many points is going up per hour and account for that. The fact that it was going up at 80 points per hour between 12 and 1, and I think it was 60 points per hour between 1 and 2, I think it's fair to assume that it won't go up over another 1,000 points between 3 and 7:45 a.m. when they close it off or whatever. However, obviously that was wrong. But that's the method that I used last year to make sure I stayed in rank 1 all of the time, and it worked flawlessly. I didn't expect it to be really that much different this year. And then last but not least, we've got Josh Marsh says that foot gameplay looks absolutely awful. Just run it into the box, lay it off for a tap-in. And it really is. Like, the deeper we're getting into this game cycle, you know, the more we're finding the manipulative ways to play the game, the more and more you're recognizing that it's really, really, really one-dimensional again in gameplay. I thought it was going to be different this year. It seemed different this year, more so than any other year before, but it's not. It's the same. And there you go, guys. After 6 games with 5 wins and 1 loss, that 1 loss just to that super team, which again, I'm happy with. I'd even be happy with gold 1 again this week, guys, if that's where we end up finishing off. But that is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.